Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 31st, 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. And I want to apologize for my voice. I have a bit of a cold. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bulls sing. As I move the Queen of the Moon and your Moonology cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really give the moon, to really give Luna a voice of her own, which I think is really quite beautiful. Okay, so let's see here. How will Capricorn be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Capricorn be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Capricorn be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Okay. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Ooh, goodness. There we go. Okay. Now on the left-hand side, this is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. And I have the moon and the phases of the moon right here for us to discuss in just a moment. So we're starting off with the Death card. This is strong Scorpio energy, which the new moon is in Scorpio. So that's going to play a very powerful role for you. All right. Scorpio time frame is, of course, October 23rd. There we go. October 23rd to November 21st. Then we have the Tower. Right. There's something that is lost that cannot be put back together again. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It is denoting a very profound and very powerful change. Divinity is saying it's time to step out of your comfort zone. And then we have the Nine of Cups. There's a radiant beauty around you. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Now, on the 30th of November, we have the full moon in Gemini. So you also have a very strong link to that full moon in Gemini. Here, you are embracing the warrior queen mentality, cutting through doubts, fears, and really moving forward in passion. You have the Ace of Swords, which is a gift that you are absolutely taking during this time. The mind and the heart are coming together, Look at this, heavy hitters. And then we have the guide, which is the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. You are very connected to the full moon in Taurus. All right, that's on the 31st of October. And this moon is so exciting because it hasn't been seen in 19 years. We have the full moon on Samhain, on Halloween, which is when the veil between this world and the spirit world is the thinnest. We have a blue moon, and we have the moon in Taurus. So this is very powerful and very beautiful. Then we have the Ace of Wands. This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of passion. You have intellect and passion, knowledge and passion coming forward. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles, once again, linking you to the full moon in Taurus, because Taurus is also earth sign energy, but so are you, Capricorn. You are moving forward in a defense for what you desire from life, for what you are sculpting, creating, and for the seeds that you are planting. You are slowly and steadily moving forward in that passion and in that determination. You then have the Queen of Pentacles shining through, again, very much linking you to the full moon in Taurus, okay, right here. And there are blessings that come from this moon. But there's also a sense of, yes, you are a defender of your heart. You're slowly and steadily moving forward. But there's also a brilliance of your soul, of yourself, of your being that is coming forward in your life. You are being resurrected. You know, it's kind of like coming out of the box, embracing your power, having your angels and your spirit guides right there with you, being a part of divinity. And then we have the Devil. And this is you in the major arcana. So the very essence of you is coming forward. And I always think it's just a little bit rude that you guys get to be represented by the Devil card. But it's a sense here, and it's really quite beautiful and really quite strong, that you break free from the restrictions of this world, like a really positive, moving forward in their life purpose. Capricorn, you break free from the restrictions of this world. You know the game, you see the game, and you can play the game really well. But you also know your truth, your way forward, and the passion of your heart. And so that really does set you apart from the rest. And then we have the Wheel of Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune. So you're crowned with you right here, and then all major arcana. So this is a heavy-hitting time. This is a time where you are rising into your power, and you're seeing the world change. And you can feel very much so, because you have this passion coming in. And we don't have you taking it quite yet. We might when we look at your subconscious message, but there is a sense of things changing, transforming, of you stepping into power, of you stepping into your own. And it's like, listen, what once was has fallen apart, and I am rising stronger and better than before. And this moves me. Yes, I'm on a roller coaster ride. Yes, I have my highs, my lows, my lefts, my rights, but this moves me towards my passion, towards my power, towards my brilliance, towards my truth. And it really does embrace you and ingratiates you into the full moon in Taurus, because this is earth sign energy, and earth sign energy calls to earth sign energy. So Capricorn, you do feel rather comfortable in a earth sign moon. But with the full moon in Taurus, this is the most solid and sensual foundation for which to build off of. This is the most solid and sensual moon. And so here it says, your dreams need a practical plan. And for you, Capricorn, you need a practical plan. If your dreams do not have a practical plan, if life doesn't have a practical plan, it's chaos. And so here, with your dreams needing a practical plan, you're not in a hurry, right? You're not looking at things, and it's not like a fire sale. You're looking at things slowly and steadily, cultivating and connecting with your heart, your soul, yourself, to be reborn into your power and to embrace the steady stability that is you. And it calls forward change. Now you've been through, it can be with the Tower right here, that you've been through a kind of humdinger of a time, a really fantastic, intense change. And you might sit there and say, well, there was nothing fantastic about that change. It was devastating. And it can very well be. But the Tower takes us out of our comfort zone. And divinity is saying there is so much to have been learned from that lesson. There is so much to be empowering you now that you would never have had. And so here, as you see this change come in, and you will be a bit resistant to it, because the full moon in Taurus is like, no, I want things to stay the same. I want things to stay steady, and we can get rather upset when they don't. And so here with the full moon in Taurus, it's like, no, embrace change. Wrap yourself in a cozy blanket, nice warm socks or slippers or both on your feet with a nice cup of tea, and look at the change that is around you, even if it feels like you're part of a roller coaster ride. And with the blue moon coming in, all right, it says here, believe in the impossible. So you are giving your dreams a practical plan, and you are believing in the impossible, that these dreams can be part of the waking world. And as you do so, you're cultivating your patience and you're building your power. And as you're cultivating your patience and building your power, you're taking a step back and you're saying, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to move forward? What is it that I need to surrender to divinity in order to be this empowered, emboldened person who walks forward in power, grace, and determination? Because that's you, Capricorn. That's you. When you are in line with divinity, when you are in line with your life purpose, you are near unstoppable. You really are. You are close to unstoppable. And there's a power, there's a force, there's a determination to you. Surrender to the divine. Surrender to the higher power. Know that it is not in your time, but in divine time that you move forward. And as you embrace this truth, this passion, and as you move forward in this cultivation, on the 15th of November, we step into the Scorpio new moon, which has a very heavy impact on you. You can see things starting to change during that time. You can see you starting to change because with the power of the blue moon coming forward, with the power of Taurus, but also the power, and I did forget this, of Samhain, of Halloween is on this time, on the 31st of October. And this is a time of releasing what no longer serves you, okay, which is what we see right here. This is a time of facing our fears and speaking difficult truths. And as we do so, this is a time that we connect with our ancestors, that we embrace kind of the stubbornness of our line and what we were born into and who we are and who we were through past lives. So here it's like, how do I move forward? I move forward in cultivation, in determination, and in dedication of myself. I open my mind, my heart, my soul to the lines of my ancestors, yes, but also the understanding and the wisdom of my past lives, of what I have lived, what I have gained, what I now understand. And I move myself forward in a profound and powerful way. And by the time you come to the 15th of November, you're facing fears that before you thought, oh no, I couldn't possibly move forward this way. I couldn't possibly be this person. And so here, work through your fears, work through your doubts, work through your apprehensions, and take a step back and embrace the tumultuous emotions that then have us sitting in the quiet, in the serenity of ourselves, and moving forward towards beginnings that seemed so unlikely. You're walking through a portal. You're walking into a new world. You're walking into a new light, a new self, a new passion, a new power, a new brilliance. And as you do so, on the 30th of November, the answers you need are coming. And you see that. And now the full moon in Gemini, which, I mean, you have a very strong connection. You have the weakest connection right in this reading to the full moon in Gemini. And yet still it's a powerful connection. But you have a very strong connection to the full moon in Taurus and the new moon in Scorpio. This hits hard. And the full moon in Taurus, which is very interesting because you have the earth sign energy affecting your heart, and you have the water sign energy affecting your inner self. So they take on the different roles, the ones that you wouldn't expect. You would expect the water sign energy to affect the heart and the earth sign energy to affect practicality. And it's just the opposite here. And so as you have your heart and your mind coming together, you'll have the essence of the Scorpio new moon and the Gemini full moon coming forward. And this says the answers you need are coming. There's going to be a duality to the way that you look at things, to the questions that you need answers, to the passions that you have, to the power that moves you forward. And as the answers come, conclusions are within reach. There is a power that you are seeing. There is a place that you are embracing. It's like the answers are within reach. The end of the trauma drama is coming closer. It might not be the way that we want it, and a lot of times it seldom is, but it is the way that divinity wants it for us. And that is a powerful place to stand. And it's like, okay, I get that. Okay, I see that. And as you do, you embrace the crow spirit. And this is for one day on Halloween, on Samhain, you have the crow and the dove spirit coming together. They are your spirit animals. And this is such a beautiful time. If you can take time to meditate on these spirit animals, that would be absolutely exquisite. Or just to visualize them during the day, or write, you know, on your wrist or on your hand, or as you move forward, crow and dove, like on the bottom of your shoes. That would be a really cool thing to do, because there's such contrasting energies and there's such contrasting imageries. With the crow, okay, the crow in ancient times and even today, comes to battlefields and it eats the fallen. So we have a very negative connotation because we have a very negative cellular memory to the crow. But the crow is astoundingly smart. And we kind of give it a bad rap just simply for its nature. And so with the crow spirit, it says here, co-create with spirit. Because there's a power, there's a brilliance to you. And there is something so much more that you are embracing. And with the crow spirit, you are seeing your truth. You are honoring yourself so much more readily, so much more abundantly. And with the crow spirit and the dove spirit, you are also seeing that the contrast in nature, the shadow and the light, come together to make something beautiful. And when you have a flock of crows, it's called a murder of crows. And we have the imagery of the crow, of the fallen, of the battlefield. So here, when we see that the crow is a symbol of change, it's like, is it for the better or for the worse? But is it like the Ouroboros, that is the snake, is the serpent eating its own tail? Is it a sense of the circle of life forever moving us forward, forever evolving us out of our comfort zones, forever moving us towards a greater truth? For us digesting the truth of this world and moving forward in that sacredness. And so here, we have the sacred law coming forward with the crow. And as we have the sacred law coming forward, we need to trust in our personal integrity and intuition. It's like there is so much more to you, Capricorn, than what you give yourself credit for. And as you speak your truth, you are transformed. And as you are transformed, the crow brings you messages, just as the dove brings you messages. The crow, these are more heavy-hitting messages. It's kind of like a 1-2 sucker punch kind of thing. With the dove, this is be peace. And the dove brings us messages of peace, especially when our hearts are hurting. Peace and heart and hope to our hearts during dark times. And during this time in the world, is it not a dark time? Is it not a scary time, an overwhelming time? So here, this is the peace that we need. And it's the peace that we need and the courage that we need when the veil between the spirit world and the earthly plane is the thinnest. And as we embrace this, we embrace gentle compassion. And we are releasing the pain from our hearts to walk our true path and to walk our power. And so that is going to be highly beneficial. That is a sacred, I see that really as a sacred connection on Samhain, on Halloween, for you to move forward in meditation with, for you to really embrace during this time. And then it brings you to the snake spirit and the eel spirit. And I love this combination because the snake spirit says it's time to heal. And when we think of a snake, we're innately programmed as human beings to be afraid of snakes. They actually believe that that's one of the reasons why our eyesight developed so well, is so that we could, spot a snake in the grass. So when we have a time to heal and we see that snake, is it again like the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, the creation that comes from destruction? And is it also the shedding of a skin, the healing through a release of an old self, and a stepping into the empowerment, the beauty, and the understanding of the new self? Maybe not fully understanding it, but seeing it more clearly, more openly, more honestly. These are healing opportunities that are coming our way. And this is a change. And yes, we're going to be resistant to change. And you do have, the tower here. So there is a very profound and very powerful sense of change in this reading. But there is a sense, and during this moon, most definitely, but there is a sense of change for the betterment of yourself. This is an important transition. This is a healing time. And it increases your energy. But there is going to be a time here where you need to step back. Neither you step back or, kind of the world makes you step back. It's kind of like, like you get a flat tire or something like that and you can't leave the driveway or something to that effect. I'm not saying, I'm not speaking ill over you at all, but I'm saying that spirit will have a way of making you calm down, of making you take account of things and look at what you truly want and look at your way forward. And with the serpent spirit here, there are two imageries that come forward, and it is the snake intertwined with the staff, right? And we do have the gift of the staff right here. And that's the Asclepian. There we go, Asclepian. I believe I'm saying that right. And that's what we see with healers, okay, with doctors, with medicine today, that healing staff. And it is also the temptation that brought about the fall of man. It's the knowledge that moves us forward. And it is that takes us out of the comfort zone, that takes us out of the way that we would like to continue to see things, and brings us more into an adult way of being. We're not able to be the children anymore, guarded from the hurts, the pains, and the heartbreaks of the world. And as we shed that skin, and as, you might say, well, that skin, I haven't been wearing that in forever. But as you shed the skin of lost dreams, of hopes that ache, you are going to find that you're really embracing the eel spirit, because you're healing here with the snake spirit. And the eel spirit is embracing your emotions. It's giving you strength. It's letting you have foresight to see the ways to move forward. And this is bring your ideas to life. It's give them that extra power as you heal, as you claim a future that you might have thought, oh, well, that just couldn't be me. Like, I couldn't walk forward that way. And then you have here the death card. You have the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. You have that very strong and beautiful connection to the Scorpio spirit. And you have yourself moving forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated, in a way that you hadn't known. And so here you embrace something more. And you are transformed because of it. The Scorpio spirit is a sense of transformative development. It is a looking at the poison within us. And it's saying, no more. I'm releasing that from me. And as you are releasing that from yourself, you have the tower right here. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put it back together again. I love that when I see the tower. I love the Humpty Dumpty, nursery rhyme just comes forward. And it's not through force that things can be rebuilt, because they brought the wrong tools. Of course, Humpty Dumpty couldn't be put back together again by force and by determination. It's by caring and by love that things are rebuilt. And so we have the tower here. We have the world falling apart, and we have our world falling apart. And thus pushed out of our comfort zone, because divinity is saying, no, you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to see more. You have to be more. And as you are, okay, this is things that maybe we're sitting there and saying, no, I'd like things to be the way they once were. And it's like, no, you have to move forward. And it's a change that comes. And it can hit us right in between the eyes, like knock the breath out of us. And it's like, why? And divinity says to us, because we have to evolve. We have to evolve as individuals. We have to evolve as beings of light and of love and of beauty and of compassion. And the way that we see that evolution coming forward is when we face our fears, when we face our doubts, when we face our angers. And the tower that we once lived in, the way that we once were, it falls apart. And we are rebuilt. We shed a skin, and we are transformed. And it really does bring forward the Nine of Cups. Beautiful, loving, positive, brilliant energy. It's like, yes, wishes granted, desires had, beauty coming forward. And it's like, yes, this is me. This is where I need to stand. This is what I stand for. This is what I desire and want and long for in my life. And this is going to be so much easier for others to see than for you to see yourself. Even though it does ignite this passion, this power, this brilliance within you, this new way of embracing, okay? And it really does speak to the inner soul, the inner power of yourself. And as you see this come forward, you claim a truth that seemed to have been denied. You move forward in the power that you need. And as you do this, you embrace you in a much more honest, much more real way. But again, this is going to be easier for others to see. This is your inner self. They're going to sit there and say, oh, Capricorn, there's something different about you. Oh my goodness. Did you change your hair, or did you do this? Did you do that? And it's like, no, there's a radiance to you. Don't let this radiance go. Don't let it go untapped, unharnessed, because you're cutting through the doubts and the fears and this beautiful wish of soul and self, this beautiful connection of love and desire. It moves you to the Queen of Swords. It moves you to cutting through doubts and fears. It moves you to being the warrior queen. It moves you to speaking your truth. It moves you to embracing your power. And it moves you to saying, I'm not taking the bull anymore. There's going to be a complexity and a duality of the way that you see things. And as you cut through the doubts and the fears, and as you stand in this power, in this grace, and in this understanding, you are fiercely determined and you fiercely move forward. And this is a beautiful part of you during this time. This is a sense of, the heart and the mind coming together, of a transformation and a release of poison, to be able to see that, yes, things have fallen apart, but that you have this strength, this beauty, this brilliance, this power of self that has this love coming in. And you will not stand in a negative truth. You will not be defeated and downtrodden. And Spirit is saying, and live in a disgrace. It's like, and I think that's a little bit harsh. So that's why I paused. I was like, okay, but it's like the warrior queen sits here and she says, no, I will fight the battle. I will win the war. I will, lead my people forward. I will lead my soul, my heart, myself forward in a way that cannot be denied. And as you cut through these doubts and these fears, your inner self claims a truth of your heart, because your heart is again coming together with the mind. And I think this is so important because I see us as emotional beings. And as emotional beings, okay, we need to have that balance between the heart and the mind. Okay, we need to have that center, that middle ground. And as we embrace the Ace of Swords in our hearts, it's having that middle ground. It's not being completely emotional, to the point of being irrational. And it's not being completely logical to the point of being cold-hearted and unfeeling. It's saying, I need to be in the middle. And sometimes, yes, I'll veer a little one way or another way. But to have that middle ground is so important. And this is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you this gift, and you take it fiercely and ferociously. You take it and you're like, okay, I get it. I see what needs to be done. I see how I need to move forward. I see what it is that I desire. And you cut through the nonsense and you embrace the truth. And as you do this, you have knowledge handed to you. Okay, you're going to have insights, and your ancestors are really walking with you during this time. This is why you have the double gifts in your heart, because they're moving with you emotionally. They are moving with you logically, right? Okay, and passionately. And it's like, this is the way that you move towards your goals. This is the way that you embrace what you desire. You have the Hierophant right here. You have this powerful, beautiful connection with the full moon in Taurus. And as your dreams need a practical plan, okay, as you believe in the impossible, you embrace power and a surrendering to your divine path in a way that you hadn't expected. And this leads you to a place of grace. This leads you to a place of looking at your inner gifts and saying, I have so much more to offer this world than I had ever realized. And I have undersold myself so often that it's just become habit. It's like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, this reason. Oh, that reason. And it's like, no, I am fierce. I am powerful. And I am moving forward. And as you move forward, you're also connecting with that inner child inside. And for me, that is a beautiful thing, because our inner child, our childhood is where a lot of our hurts and our pains come from. And it's hard to say that, because childhood goes by so fleetingly. I mean, when you're little, it takes forever, but it goes by so fleetingly. And yet, so much of the pains and the scars that we carry with us happen when we are so small, and we don't have a say in our world. And so here, with the guide, if you sat in meditation on Samhain, on Halloween, all right, and you connected with your angels, with your spirit guides, with your divinity, with your ancestors, okay, and you kept a picture in your mind's eye of the child that you once were, and you have yourself, just visualize yourself kneeling down with your arms open to that child, and just see that child running towards you, as children do, with that abandonment of love. It's like, oh my goodness, new person, yay. And they run towards you, and you hold them. You hold the child that you once were. And you say, I will always be there for you. I will always protect you. The fears that we have from childhood, the negative words that we have from childhood, the things that we internalized, and we said, wow, it's because I'm just not good enough, right? I'm just not a good kid. This is why this happened. It's like, no, no. Bad things happen to good people all the time. Why? Who knows? Who knows? Life lessons written into your path, part of your deal here on earth, or just because, shit happens. And it's not fair and it's not right. And it shouldn't. But it does. And it is being that hero for who you once were to be the hero for you today. And that is going to be so powerful. And that's what gives your dreams a practical plan. That's what sets you forward in a way that says, I'm not trying to outrun my shadow. And you are embracing passion. You are embracing brilliance. You have this beauty being handed to you. And it's permeating every single aspect of this time. And it's like, wow, I can do this. This is the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. Now, are you taking this gift? Not necessarily, not right away. But you are seeing yourself honed by it, guided by it, sculpted by it. And it can take time to fully see your heart taking this gift. But it's there, and you know it's there. So it's not a guarantee. It's like you definitely take this gift of knowledge. I mean, of course, we can always turn our backs on gifts, and that's why we have free will. But there's definite of taking, not a definite, I guess, then if there's always free will. But there's a powerful connection to this gift that you are taking. All right? And here, this gift is handed, and it is a choice. It's like, take it, great, leave it, that's great, it's also your choice. But you are becoming a warrior of your heart, of your passion, of what you desire, of your way forward. And you move slowly and steadily. There is going to be a part of you during this time that's going to be like, I want to move faster, but you also really like being within your comfort zone. So there's going to be that push and pull. Don't get too frustrated with yourself because you are moving forward in a really beautiful way. And I love that the knight goes, is connected with the Queen of Swords because knights protect queens, and then goes up to the Queen of Pentacles. And so this is you coming through. I mean, this is you in the minor arcana. This is you in the major arcana. Your public self is you kind of really taking the bull by the horns during, I like that, with the full moon in Taurus. You take the bull by the horns and you say, this is me. This is my time to shine. And boy, do you shine. It's like, yes. This is my fierceness. This is my determination. This is my grace forward. This is my abundance. And you shine bright. And so here with the Queen of Pentacles, you're seeing connections that usually, you see connections and the way things are intertwined. Yes, you do. But you also are looking at things and you're sitting there and you're saying, okay, I see this. I'm seeing connections that I didn't see before. Why? Because you have your angels, your spirit guides, and above all, you have your ancestral power with you. You have this guiding power of your ancestors that's sitting there and saying, okay, it's time to break the mold. It's time to come out of the box. It's time to claim your power, to claim your brilliance, to move forward in your ferocity of spirit, a ferocity of soul, and to go after what it is that you want. There's somebody here who is saying, do not make the same mistakes that I made. Now, they can very well be an earth sign energy. Now, this could also be, it's very interesting here, is that this is somebody who is very, very nurturing, but they couldn't be as nurturing as they wanted to be in that life because the weight of responsibilities was too much. Now, this could be somebody that you knew. This could be somebody that you didn't know. But they have a real affinity to you because they're like, live in a way that I could not. And you're going to see yourself really guided by this person. Now, I see this as a feminine energy, but it doesn't have to be a feminine energy. It's just like that's what they wish they could have embraced more. More of the nurturing, more of the parental aspect of things, or being that guiding light for people. And that's what they see it as. They see it as a very mothering way to be, okay? Because this is an older person, so they would see the father as being more strict, more stringent. Yeah. But this is something that's like they want it to be more compassionate, more caring. You'll know. They said they'll make themselves known to you. Some of them is like, for some of you, it's going to be by a flower that you see or a plant that you see or something that you smell that's very much of the earth. So that's interesting here. But you're rising. You're rising. Your angels are moving you forward and you're rising to new heights. You're seeing things differently. You're seeing things profoundly. And you're really embracing the essence of yourself. And it's like, this is who I am. This is who I want to be. This is my passionate determination. This is my powerful truth. This is me. And you're breaking the chains of addiction. Because Capricorn, that's one of your lessons here on this earth. And it doesn't mean that you have to have an addiction like drugs and alcohol and gambling and sex and food and things like that. But it can be the addiction of caring what everybody else thinks. It can be the addiction of comparing yourself to everybody else. It can be the addiction of swallowing your words. It can be the addiction of being scatterbrained or being cluttered or, procrastinating or, things like that. And you're breaking the addictions that do not have you living your best life. And as you break these addictions and as you move forward in your power and you embrace the essence of yourself, you look at this world and you say, you know what, maybe I don't fit there. And maybe I don't want to. And by this, I mean, because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, here we have the serpent around your neck, which I think is actually really, really cool for this time. Because you have, it's time to heal. And you have the spirit animal of November being the serpent. And that healing is around your throat chakra. That healing is around your voice. So it has something to do here with your voice that's moving you forward, with your determination, with your brilliance, with the words that you speak and the power that you have. And you're seeing yourself transformed, empowered, and emboldened. Yeah, you definitely are. And if you just think of, and the Rider-Waite-Smith image of the devil is an atypical devil figure holding the chains of a naked man and a naked woman, right? You're breaking those chains. You're saying, no longer am I tied to what is not me, what I do not want. No longer am I moving forward in subservience, but I'm moving forward in power and brilliance of self. And that changes your world. That rocks your world down to its very core. And it's like, I'm changing the game. I'm changing the game. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a new season coming in. This is a new brilliance, a new passion, a new power, a new truth coming forward. And it just changes everything. This is a new time that you're stepping into, and you're more than ready for it. So let's see what the moon has to say here. How will Capricorn be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Capricorn be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. How will Capricorn be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides. And I've already shuffled and meditated upon these beforehand. So let's see. Angels and spirit guides. How will Capricorn be affected? Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here self-love, path, and the unexpected. So self-love leads you on the path of the unexpected. Extremes, yeah, because there's extreme power here. Hold to your vision. Step out of your comfort zone. A new romantic cycle begins. What do you need to release? Emotions run high. So you have here self-love as you release the poison, as you embrace the in-betweens of life, and as what has crumbled is seen, understood, but also as you move out of your comfort zone to embrace your truth. So embracing self-love during this time is going to be absolutely imperative to you. It leads you on your path. It leads you to move forward on your path and to have this brilliance be a part of you. And as this brilliance is a part of you, the unexpected, the fierceness, the knowledge, the truth guides you forward. And it leads you to extremes as you embrace this knowledge and as you are absolutely tuned in to this moon. It leads you to extremes. Hold to your vision. Hold to your truth, because you are being blessed with greater understanding, greater vision, greater determination. Hold to your vision. Step out of your comfort zone. It's time. It's time to be the knight, to defend what it is that you want, and step out of the comfort zone of what is comfortable to what is extraordinary. And it doesn't mean that you have to be like, oh wow, this is just too much. People wouldn't even believe it. It's like, no, just a little bit. And then you'll find that you are this extraordinary person. Or you are enhancing the extraordinary person that you already are. That's it. A new romantic cycle begins as you embrace the essence of you, as you have this resurrection of soul, of passion, of self, as you kind of break the box, break the mold. A new romantic cycle begins. It doesn't mean that it has to be you falling in love with anybody, though it can very well mean that. But it's a new romantic cycle of love, of joy, of passion, of brilliance, of truth within your life. It's you falling in love with yourself and your existence. What do you need to release? In order to embrace the very essence of you, what do you need to release? Emotions run high. Well, you feel like you're on a roller coaster ride. Of course, emotions will run high. Emotions run high. But the times they are changing. And that is beautiful. Let's see what your subconscious Luna message is. We have beauty right here. The beauty in nature, if you can see that face, the eye, the eyebrow, the nose, the mouth, the outline of the face. Natural beauty coming forward. And then look at the bigger picture and take aim towards what you want. Be guided by that beauty towards something so much more than you've expected. Your subconscious tarot message is the High Priestess. You are absolutely embracing this moon. It lifts a veil from your eyes. It moves you forward in greater power, in greater knowledge, in greater truth, and in greater reason. Take it. Take it as the sacred gift that it is. Because during this time, during this rare moon, during this blue moon, this Shawan moon, this Taurus moon, there is such beauty and power around you, Capricorn, that it steals your breath. And it has you seeing the world so much more deeply and so much more honestly that it can shake you to your core. It can. It can really be like, whoa, I'm not ready for this. Spirit is saying you are. You can tell divinity, hold up just a little bit. Like, let's move a little bit more slowly here so that I can really take things in and not be overwhelmed. If you need to, don't feel ashamed to say that. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in peace and as we break the mold, as we embrace ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.